He was 3-3 with us last week. We're hoping for a good week. Second Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. BrandonLang.com is the site. B. Lang, what's up?
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah, a couple of bad beats there, boys. A couple of bad beats there. Still getting over the sting of Oregon on Saturday. Oh, boy.
Well, before we get to basketball, tell us, you were trending nationally earlier this week. Tell us the story, the news you heard on Ohtani's betting, how much he bet or how much his translator bet. What are you hearing on that?
Yeah, a good buddy of mine played golf with the bookie. Straight from his mouth that he's into him for a significant amount. He's his number one client, and that's it. And then he got raided by the feds. They got a hold of his phone. The phone tracked him to Ohtani, and the only way they could spin it is we'll make him Lee Harvey Oswald. We'll make the interpreter the fall guy. It's really as simple as that. Pete Rose said it best. I wish I would have had an interpreter.
Yeah, we had that call.
So Ohtani was placing the bets.
Oh, absolutely. But again, it might have been through the interpreter might have been in connection with the bookmaker putting the bets in, but it was Ohtani. And that's the problem, is that they can't link Ohtani directly to the bookmaker. Oh, I don't speak English. I guarantee you Ohtani speaks English. I guarantee he can speak enough English to talk to a bookie and say, hey, give me X, Y, and Z. So it was always going to be the fall guy.
And how much money are we talking about? Because the reports are $4.5 million.
I'll just tell you, it's more than $4.5 million. That's all I'll tell you.
Wow.
That's what was informed to me.
More than $20 million?
I'm not going to go there. I'm just telling you, it's more than 4.5. That's it. So it's significant. That's all I'm going to say. And it comes from, again, a very reliable source. Yes, it's secondhand. So I'm getting it secondhand, but I trust what my boy's telling me straight. Unless I met Bauer 5 years ago in passing in Vegas. I'm sure he wouldn't remember me, but I know who he is. And so, there you go. But again, it came from a very, very reliable source. 99.9%. I'm pretty positive that what I said is true.
So who does Ohtani have? No, I'm kidding. Huh? So what?
How's his bracket looking?
How's his bracket?
I thought last week, Brandon, Thursday and Friday, highly entertaining. Boy, the weekend just what a letdown is from a viewer's standpoint.
Well, because it was all chalk.
Yeah.
It was all chalk on Saturday and Sunday. So, basically it was just chalk. You had some great dogs on Thursday and Friday, but Oregon is a dog on Saturday night against Creighton, up to, with the ball, 27 seconds to go. Dana Altman's got a timeout. You got to take a timeout. Get your best 5 free throw shooters on the floor. You sure as hell don't want a freshman taking the ball out. And that was the mistake. Else said, we just made some critical mistakes. No, you made some critical mistakes. The biggest inbound play of your life is that play. Up to 27 seconds to go. Make sure you get the ball in the hands of your number one free throw shoot, Cousinard. So you call timeout. I know it's your last timeout. You call the last timeout. You drop your inbound play. This is a play we're going to run. Get the ball in Cousinard's hand. He's going to get fouled. Put us up 4. Guys, we're going to the Sweet 16. Had a freshman take the ball out who panicked and threw it to their worst free throw shooter, their big guy, who, of course, misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and now you're in OT. And OT is not the friend of the underdog better. Let's just put it that way. So would have been a great weekend. We hit Oregon. But, just stings to lose one like that.
Yeah, we got a rematch of last year's final, don't we, tonight today. Well, it's tonight. It's 7:30 Eastern time. San Diego State at UConn. Well, not UConn, but UConn minus 11.5, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it. I think UConn's better than they were last year, and I don't think San Diego State's as good as they were last year. And the bottom line is this: you lose to New Mexico in your conference tournament, a team that lost by 100 to Clemson and looked embarrassing doing it. You couldn't beat them in your conference tournament. You lost to Boise by 2. You lost to UNLV by 4 at UNLV. You lost to Utah State. You lost at Nevada. You lost at Colorado State. They just haven't played good away from home. This is a manageable number for UConn. And the best thing that could have happened for UConn is they fell asleep against Northwestern. I had them big on Sunday. And they're up 28, and life is good. Up 27, life is good. And then they have 6 straight possessions where they don't score. Northwestern gets it down to 16. You're laying 13.5. The scrubs come in, and they actually have a 3 with 52 seconds to go to cut it to 13. They miss it. Then UConn came down and hit the 3 and didn't sweat anymore. So at the end of the day, I guarantee you, Danny Hurley got in their ass, said, hey, guys, hey, I don't want that BS on Thursday. So I'm going to lay it with UConn.
The website, by the way, is brandonlang.com. Any other games? There's 3 other games, including a tight one with Iowa State and Illinois. Any other games you like tonight?
I think that Iowa State and what they did to Houston, you see Houston playing how physical they are. And they held Shed down, and they just locked him down defensively. And my problem with this game is I know Illinois look great, and they're scoring a lot of points. But they're going to play Deion Shannon, and Shannon's got to score. And if Shannon doesn't score, they're going to struggle. And I think that's the problem here is Iowa State's too good defensively. They'll shut down Shannon. And conversely, I don't think Illinois is good enough defensively to shut down Iowa State. I think the number's right, and I'm going to take Iowa State -1.5.
The lone Big Ten team plays Friday night. What do you think Purdue and Gonzaga? Purdue -5.5.
Yeah, they've looked really good. They really, really have. But I go back to the Big Ten championship game and the semifinals when they got beat by Wisconsin, and that's a red flag for me. Yeah, you caught favorable matchups in your first 2 rounds. You beat up on a Grambling team, and I thought Utah State was overrated all year long. I'm going to take the Zags +5.5. I think Mark Few, they're playing some serious basketball. To do what they did to McNeese State, I mean, that was impressive. And then they blow out Kansas. I know they're playing without McCullers, but I got to take Purdue I got to take Gonzaga +5.5.
All right. Any other? You got 3 other games Friday night. Like any of them?
King pick there.
I think it's over for NC State. I think Marquette's got too much for them. I'm going to lay the 6.5 for Marquette.
Okay. Marquette. All right. So
there we go, boys.
Anything with it, presuming that your teams win, anything to look at in the Elite Eight that you like, a matchup that you'd go, man, I like this team versus this team?
Well, I got 3 of my final 4 still alive. Actually, I got all of them still alive. I have Marquette still alive, UConn still alive, North Carolina still alive, and I believe down in that bottom bracket, I want to say I had Creighton going, I think. I don't know. I can't remember my bracket. So I'm riding UConn all the way, as I said to you guys. I think Marquette gets there. I really, really do. And I think North Carolina gets there. I really, really do. I think I like the way they're playing right now, experiencing backcourt and Babcock in the middle. So there we go.
Nice. BrandonLang.com's the site. Thanks, man.